up the government and let's have the debate. That's how it works. But right now, Chuck Schumer, the only debate that's going on is Chuck Schumer with himself.
Yeah.
Because he voted for this 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And now he won't vote for the very same thing. And oh, by the way, talk about compromise in the House. We passed a bill that funds the government at the level the Democrats wanted. And now they're, oh, it's not good enough because we got to shut down the government to get something,
true, Madeleine?
a policy issue that doesn't take effect.
No. Is that true, Representative?
No. And let's be really honest here. I am a Democrat. I am a reasonable Democrat. And we know a couple of things to be true. Republicans have not been in town for weeks. It is stunning to me that, I'm glad you're here, Jim, but most of your colleagues are home or on vacation.
I was here last week. I'm here this week.
The speaker told them all to stay home. You remember, the speaker sent everybody home during Epstein, before the deadline for shutdown. And then the week of the shutdown, can you imagine if we ran a company like this? The week of the shutdown, he told his colleagues, stay home. We're done here. And then we had the shutdown. Last week, told them to stay home. This week, told them to stay home. Democrats are here. We want the government open. You have a responsibility to govern. You do have the trifecta. You're failing to govern, and the American people get that this is about health care. You don't have a replacement. You've tried for a dozen years to repeal and replace. In your district, do you know how many people will either lose health?
If it was so good, why did you have to subsidize it, expand the subsidy, and now want to extend and expand it again? If it was such a good thing, why did everything you tell us turn out to be false? If it was such a good deal.
Talk to your constituents. More than 50,000 of your constituents.
I'm talking to you about the facts.
That's exactly the problem here, are the facts. More than 50,000 of your constituents will either lose health care or their premiums will be increased dramatically. 50,000 in a single congressional district.
Let me bring Ro Khanna in, Jim, but let's do it through the audience and get a question, Ro, and then I'll direct it to Ro Khanna. Sir, give us your name, Jack. Oh, I just did that for you. Tell us where you're from and what's your question for Ro Khanna.
Hello, my name is Jack Chris, and I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm an air traffic controller for the Federal Aviation Administration.
Thank you.
Been there 16 years. I've also been through the Obama shutdown and also the Trump shutdown in the previous. And my question is, under the current political climate, do you think that this shutdown could actually be longer than the previous shutdowns due to the external pressures, political pressures that we're having an effect right now? Because I am actually driving DoorDash when I get off work just to kind of make sure I can pay for my daughter's tuition.
Well, Jack, first of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for making it clear this is not a game.
No, it's not.
There are people like you who aren't going to get paid, aren't getting paid.
True.
There are troops. I was talking to the mom of someone who served in the Army, and she didn't know until the president figured out how to jigger the funds whether she was going to be able to pay for her kids' groceries. So one of the things I think Senator Manchin said that I agree with is, why is it that every member of Congress and senator isn't locked into the Capitol complex until we get a deal?
Right.
Why is it, in the other previous shutdowns, I used to have my phone on and we used to get a text for voting on something. This speaker, and I like this, I came in with the speaker, he's a man of faith, but he's literally shut down the Congress. And he's shut down the Congress because he doesn't want to swear Adelita Grijalva in because they don't want to vote on the release of the Epstein files. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Now, Jim, is that true?
No.
Then why won't he swear her in?
Well, typically the swearing-ins I've been a part of is when the full Congress is there. They're there with their family, and they get to make a speech, their maiden speech or first speech when they're sworn as a new member. That's the only ones I've been there for. There have been a few times where new members were sworn in what's called a pro forma session. But this
Two from Florida.
This is about Chuck Schumer not voting for what he voted for.
Can we go back to Jack?
The facts are so basic. He said I was for it. Now he won't vote for it.
All right, I got you, Madeleine.
I want to go back to Jack. Thank you for your work. I talked to regional air traffic controllers. I'm from the Philadelphia region, and we also have Reading Regional. We have some other regional airports. I talked to an air traffic controller. I have been to the tower. You guys are so dedicated. You work long hours, high stress, and I know with this shutdown, some of your support staff have been furloughed because they're non-essential. We are asking the world of you, and you keep the skies safe. Is it possible? Yes. Is it possible that this goes longer? I came in 19. I was sworn in the longest shutdown in government history under Trump administration 1. 35 days. I met with air traffic controllers. They were doing garage sales to make sure, selling stuff out of their houses to make sure they could feed their families. It is absolutely irresponsible. Why are the Republicans not here negotiating?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.